assassini cappuccini cured my brain damage. Hello friends, welcome back to Red X Trace Amounts of Science. Today we have, I don't know, it's called Memento. There's like 12 parts to it. It sounded really cinematic and cool, and the OP's named Taco Salad, and I was like, I love a taco salad, so we're gonna check it out today. Some more r/LegbeardStories Saga for your consumption. Thank you so much for being here. Let's not waste any more time. We'll go ahead, get on into this thing, and also, hey, thanks so much for being here. Memento, Part 1. Disclaimer, this happened a few months ago. I mean, like, yeah, a decade ago, a few months ago. I might have some hardcore memory issues, so this might be a little vague in some parts. So let's do a quick rundown of the characters, and I'll fill in any other details as the story goes on. I like that. We're getting right on into the business, ain't we? Me, TC, we're gonna call him OP, but TC is short for trauma case. Pretty much a walking example of how badly brain injuries can ruin your life.
Have you ever had a dream that you do?
Male, 18 at the time of this story, still currently in therapy to repair/figure out how to live with said trauma at age 19. Story takes place at the start of and during my first few months of occupational therapy, OT. Tall with annoyingly curly hair. I pretty much live at the gym, so I'm pretty fit. I want to hear about the brain trauma a little bit more. Not to be disrespectful or anything, but yeah, I can't help myself. I must know. Please tell me. Okay. Bro is my best friend since preschool. My teammate from when I played lacrosse. 18 also at the time of this story. Black hair, built like a goddamn tank. He does CrossFit competitively and is planning on joining the Air Force soon. Arguably the most supportive person in my life at the moment. Well, I'm not gonna smack him too much for joining the Air Force. I mean, I know it's like to be lazy too. Brick is a blue chip All-American goalie, burgeoning stand-up comedian, and a really good friend of mine. Also a teammate. He's 18 at the time of this story, built AF, blonde hair. He got a full scholarship ride to Brown last year, but due to some academic issues, ended up going to school in-state. Minor character in this one. Oh, okay, well everybody's on the lacrosse team, so I'm gonna presume that the brain damage might have come from the lacrosse. Unfortunate, yes, but I don't know. We choose what we choose. Attention deficit AD is the beard in question. She, it's a Legbeard, was going to occupational therapy at the same time that I was for ADD or something like that. A figure like the Boulder from Raiders of the Lost Ark. And the social skills of a T-Rex from Jurassic Park. A very big fan of painfully bright clothing. Well, that is unfortunate. The Boulder part, maybe she can't help it. The social skills from Jurassic Park, she definitely can help it. So I can't feel all that bad for her. But let's see just how bad it gets, I guess. I didn't realize it's going to be a Legbeard story. High five, everybody. So this is going to get real depressing for a sec, because I feel the need to put some context to my time in occupational therapy. Yeah, I already figured it out, but I asked for it earlier, so you know. One finger curls up on the monkey's paw. My life was kind of amazing senior year. That's not an exaggeration. It honestly was. I had a beautiful girlfriend. I was a starting defender on a lacrosse team bound for state. I had good grades and a full ride scholarship to a decent D2 school. Oh, D2 like the Mighty Ducks, the second one? I saw that. I love that, dude. The Flying V. I know what you're talking about. They played lacrosse, the Mighty Ducks. So, playoffs roll around. Semi-finals, specifically. And as cliche as it sounds, it ended up being our rival school. Wouldn't be Mighty Ducks without some shit like that. Fourth quarter, we're up, so we decide to run a trick play, and Brick clears the ball to me. I start running like the cops are after me, and I see my opening and head for the goal. What I didn't see was the defender, who blindsided me. Coach called a timeout. I was helped to the sidelines. It gets a little fuzzy here, but I managed to convince them that I was good to go back in, but I very much wasn't. Yes, you just had a traumatic brain injury. We'll take your word for it, though. He looks good. His eyes are only a little crossed. Get back in there, son. Then I got hit again. Hard. Next thing I remember is waking up in the hospital with Bro and my parents looking very concerned. Things started going downhill after that. My grades tank, my girlfriend broke up with me, calling me broken, which, cut pretty fucking deep, and my scholarship dried up as well. So I was in a pretty low place, just trying to keep my head above water once I started occupational therapy. Honestly, that is a rough pile of shit to land in your lap. I gotta be honest. I'm not very good with the emotions, sympathy's difficult, but I'm deeply having sympathy for you now. Although, you did pick to play lacrosse. you sort of knew what the risks were, and I don't know, but still it sucks, Plenty of people get to play lacrosse without a fucking brain injury at the end of it all. I'm not gonna come after OP for it. Everybody deserves to have a thing. You had a thing. It didn't work out well. It basically took away everything you ever loved. But I guess the real choice is, do you love that thing enough to go play lacrosse on the Mighty Ducks team again? Quack, 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 quack. I hope you do. So that's when I met AD, our Legbeard, as you recall. She made a point to talk to me during my first appointment, even though she was sitting with a different therapist. Being the friendly guy that I was, I was just happy to talk to someone who would put up with me struggling for words every 30 seconds or so. I should have noticed the signs, however. That's a common thread on this sub, I guess. We all miss the signs at some point. I mean, traumatic brain injury is a good excuse to miss the signs. Sorry it happened, by the way. It's terrible that it happened, but yeah. Good excuse. Sorry I forgot to pay. I have a traumatic brain injury. Just walk out the door with whatever you want. No, that is not going to turn out well. Anyway, red flag numero uno. She started asking how her favorite wounded warrior was doing whenever I was there. Ooh, wounded warrior. He's not part of the military yet. He's a fucking lacrosse guy. What are you talking about? Red flag numero dos. She made fun of me whenever I would struggle to find a word when talking, which was, constantly. Oh, that sounds fun. I'd stop talking to you. Red flag numero tres. Was really insistent about giving me rides home from therapy. No. To the point of trying to pull me into her car. Okay, alright, well, the traumatic brain injury was an excuse up until the point that she tried to kidnap you. And then I think even somebody with, the most severe injury in the world would be like, that's pretty sus. What are you doing right now? So I titled this story as such because I wake up more often than not feeling like the guy from Memento.
I guess I've told you about my condition.
Only every time I see ya.
I have to trust notes or the people around me about certain things. God, it really... that must be such a fucking difficult thing to live with. I don't know how I could do it. I'm such a cynical person, it would change me on a fundamental level. Maybe that would be for the best, though. Somebody hand me an ice pick, I'll get it behind my eye. We'll get this whole thing figured out. So Legbeard started to take advantage of all this about a month into us knowing each other. Wow, it took her a whole month, huh? It started with little things, like her adding me on Facebook and accepting the friend request on my phone while I was with the therapist. Oh, you just manhandled my phone? What the fuck are you doing out here? You can't do that. OP said that she was also there for occupational therapy, correct? So she's not like a therapist or licensed individual. There's really no recourse, I guess. We've not mandated any laws against friending yourself on Facebook on somebody else's phone. At least not yet. But if we do, this bitch is the cause, okay? And so the next day, the conversation went like this. OP says, "Hey, how long have we been friends on Facebook? I feel like I would have noticed." Laughing, but also suspicious. No, don't laugh it off. You should come at her with the force of 1,000 suns. Show her that you're not one to be trifled with. That's the only way this truly gets fixed. She says, yeah, you added me like a week ago. Did you forget already? Oh, gaslighting a fucking brain damaged person. How, oh God, how low can we sink, truly? You answer me that. OP says, oh, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. And she says, come on, OP, would I lie to you? I really didn't know the answer to that. At that point, I could barely remember my own phone number. This escalated into her doing the same thing with my phone number and a dozen offers to hang out that I just didn't remember. Yeah, you were supposed to meet up at the Orange Julius. Don't you recall? It's so dastardly, dude. I've seen Legbeard sink to many depths, but this is a new flavor for me. Dastardly. That's the adjective. So yeah, Bro was great at bailing me out of these situations, but he couldn't be there all the time. I'm sorry if these stories are going to be a bit fragmented. I'm still not 100%, but writing helps me get better at talking and at remembering stuff. Hope you folks enjoyed anyway. That's true, actually. Reading gets me better at talking. That's what I've noticed. Next up, a particularly frightening evening, trapped with Legbeard for an hour while I wait for a ride home. This one I remember a bit more clearly. So yeah, stay tuned. Yeah, I'm sure this one's etched into your fucking subconscious. Remember when I was a caged animal with no escape? Yes, every part of my being remembers that. I've got PTSD now. Edit, guys, I'm a little embarrassed. Oh, yeah, we gotta read the edit, I guess. So when I was writing this first one, things got kind of confused and I wrote everyone's current age instead of how old we were when this happened. It's fixed now, but I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so you were actually 18? Were you younger in the first iteration? Probably so. And then people were like, hey, that part's pretty sus. It's like, oh, well, let me just change the age then. I don't know. Traumatic brain injuries, that old get out, you know. I'm going to find it really hard to pin down this OP and say, it's a fake story, but you know, it seems real enough to start. We do got quite a little ways to go, so I'm going to save comments from the Gubbinses, and we'll get into it after another part. Memento, part number 2. Oh, we're just doing the same title? Okay, that's fine. I like spicy titles, but this'll work. That's probably why I didn't find it for so long. It's a generic-ass title. OP says, hey all, I really appreciate the support I got from everyone in the last post. I was super helpful, I'm sure. I'm doing a lot better now. I'm at a local community college. This comes up later. And I am actually managing to hold down a job. But you guys came for a story, so here we go! Returning characters. Yes, we've met them before. New to this chapter, Kahuna. Another teammate. Not as close to him as I could be, but he's awesome. Massive Hawaiian dude, likes to wear those flowery bucket hats. Oh, that's kind of sus already. But he does remind me of David Kalaiki Ali.
The Flying Hawaiian. He runs the 40 in 4.5.
I don't know if he actually liked bucket hats with flowers on them, but I guess we can retcon that. So, I said in the last part that a lot of this time is pretty fuzzy. Most of these appointments were pretty routine. A lot of me cursing and fumbling my way through various exercises. AD stepped up in her harassment. She started showing drawings of me and leaving them in the room that I usually did exercises in. Like, really provocatively posed, shirtless pictures. Like, of you? Yeah, I know what I look like. What is this for? It honestly looked like she was drawing me like an anime character. She texted me constantly. God, this is just some of the thirstiest behavior, you know? Hey, what do you, I drew you a picture, did you see the picture I drew? Like, cool it out, bitch. There's no reason for all this. I know you've never been this close to somebody that has, you know, like actual muscles showing on the outside of their skin and fat, but it's not that exciting for most regular people. I guess she just doesn't get out all that often. She met somebody at her physical therapy class and she's like, is he the one? He has to be. Do I really? Please don't make me do this. Legbeard says, hey, ransom! Yeah, are you gonna text her back, though? OP says, I'm sorry, who is this? She says, did you not save my number, silly? And OP says, yeah, that doesn't exactly help me. And Legbeard says, it's AD, cutie! OP says, oh, hey, look, texting kind of hurts my head, so I'll talk to you later, okay? So she then called me. Yeah, what? You said you wanted to talk. No, I said I'll talk to you later. That means I don't want to talk. The texting thing was just an excuse. Like, texting's way easier than talking. Whatever. What? Just don't answer. Block the number. Oh, it's that girl that's really creepy and weird? Blocked. Done. Then I don't have to remember to do it tomorrow, Mr. fucking 51st dates. Of course, OP did do the smart thing here and did not answer that call. And then she spammed until I turned my phone off. Sounds about right. Anyway, the appointment in question that I remember clearly ended with her giving me a poem she wrote about me. I don't remember it clearly. I remember texting a pic to Bro, so I'll ask him if he still has it. My dad texted me saying he got held up at work and that I should text Bro or my sister to see if they could give me a ride. I left the office and sat in the lobby. AD was staring at me from the parking lot. She does drive, but it's this really shitty Mazda, absolutely plastered in obscure Japanese stickers. Okay, why does that matter, though? Like, she's willing to give you, I guess the cost is too high. The cost of that ride, yeah, I said it in the first part, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But what's up with Dad? I guess, you know, dude's gotta work and shit, but it does feel like a bit of a failing on your part, you know what I mean? Can't you say, I need to go pick up my brain-damaged son from therapy, boss? I'll be back in 30 minutes to finish whatever menial shit you have for me? Thanks so much. Tone like that is why I never able to hold down an actual job, you know? I'm just a little bit of a catty bitch. A little bit, sometimes, maybe. So yeah. All this adds some urgency to OP texting Bro. I mean, she's going to ask. Just be prepared to say no, if you actually want to say no. You can sit out there for an hour. Hope you brought your Game Boy! Look, nobody plays Game Boys anymore. OP says, my dad isn't coming. Can you pick me up? Bro. Yeah, for sure, dude. OP, she's staring at me. Bro. It's gonna be like an hour and a half at least, because my brother's borrowing the car. You gonna be good? Bro, you just getting hung out to dry left and right. OP says, I guess we'll find out if I'll be good, won't we? Bro, just stay alive. I'll bring the cavalry. Yeah, in 90 fucking minutes. Probably 2 hours. Let's just round it up, okay? Brother's gonna bring the car back on time? Yeah, right. I'll get in the fucking taxi. There's ways out of this, okay? So I sat down and I tried to work on some of the writing exercises that my therapist had assigned me. Like a T-Rex breaking through a fence to devour a small child, AD thundered into the lobby. You look like you could use a ride! Yeah, you look like you could use a diet. So that's low. That's really low. She's trying to do a nice thing. I shouldn't have said that. But also, it's kind of truthy. OP says, well, my dad, and he says, did he ditch you? She tried to say this all cutesy, like she was talking to a small child. OP says, no, he, well, you did say I could give you a ride home if it ever came up. Gaslight. OP says, oh, I did? She says, of course you did! She squealed and grabbed me by the hand and started dragging me outside. We got into the parking lot and something just felt wrong. It was 100% chance, pure luck, that I happened to glance at my hand and I saw a note that I had written earlier. One that sent a chill down my spine. Don't trust her. Fuck. That gave me goosebumps too, OP. Very nice. Wonderful execution. Oh, I managed to extricate my hand from her meaty grip, and I said, I have a ride. It's on the way. Well, I backed away. No, you don't, she insisted. Her voice got a little lower, and more angry at this point. Yes, they will be here soon. Then I'll wait with you. Fuck. Well, at least I avoided whatever fate was waiting for me on the other end of that ride. Do you really think that it would have been... It probably would have been terrible, dude. She would have been like, oh, he has brain damage, you won't remember this tomorrow. And then just... Yeah, something terrible could have happened. Something terrible could have happened!
Now you will get ready for the zim-zam and the babbity-bibbity.
Oh, thank God for that hand note. I need to write more notes on my hand. All I managed to write on there is a little mustache. It's fun, though. I can put it up to my nose. Very fucking 2005 scene girl, whatever. We ended up back in the lobby, and I sat down, and she tried to sit on my lap. Holy shit, she's trying to break your knees. I jumped up, and she gave me this look like, oh, what did I do wrong? And then I glared at her until she picked a different seat. I pretended to look at my phone, and she stared at me longingly. A very uncomfortable 10 minutes pass. She looked at me and said, did you read my poem? Reading makes my head hurt. I try to avoid it most of the time. Why does everything make your head hurt, OP? I'm starting to think you don't like me. Well, I don't like you, and also, I have brain damage. I have brain damage and I still don't like you. Can you... Can you put that together? You're never gonna 51st dates me, okay? You are no Drew Barrymore, let me say that. Or I guess you'd be Adam Sandler in this case, being a stalking, creepy harasser. You do have kind of the same energy there, but fatter, so it doesn't look great on film. The camera adds like 500 pounds or something. OP says, well, I don't know what to tell you. I have a concussion. Everything makes my head hurt. I could make it better. And she tried to make like a pouty kissy face at me. No. This is the most I'd spoken all day, so I already had a blinder of a headache. You're so cute when you're confused. What? I was honestly curious as to where I sounded confused. Exactly. You're so funny. She giggled. Okay then. So when's our date? Hold the fucking phone. I look at my hand again. Don't trust her. No, for real. OP says, I don't think I asked you out. And she says, oh, you don't remember? It's okay, cutie. I still love you. My brain was struggling to form a coherent response to all that. My heart sank at the thought of another hour of this. I'm telling you, dude. Call a cab, all right? Might be a decade ago, might be 2 decades ago. They still had cabs. Thankfully, my friends have the best timing in the world, and Bro, Brick, and Kahuna roll up like SEAL Team 6. Well, you're gonna need all 3 of those fellas to roll that chick off the top of OP. Legbeard says, OP, I don't trust your friends. Are you sure you don't want to go with me? Yes, these people that I've never met, I don't trust them immediately. She is just a maniac. Hey, we've got it from here, Gigantor, Brick said as Kahuna took up a position between us and her. That's so rude. I have a condition. Moby Vic vibes. Then she says, OP, why do you hang out with these guys? My friends. Are you good, dude? Bro asked as we marched toward my car. I didn't feel like talking anymore, so I just smile and nod. I'll text you, she yelled after us. He won't reply, Brick yelled back. Kahuna started cracking up at that. That's funny. An hour and a half, I asked, once we got to the car. Took less time than I thought, man. I called Brick, and we took his car. I think we're gonna start going with you to these things, though, Bro said. Honestly, good interference. That's gonna shoot Legbeard's entire plan in the foot. I'm for it, yes. I'm sure it will only cause her to get more sneaky and wily and gross, but we'll see. Maybe she'll be a rational human being, take the L and walk away. Probably not. So yeah, this is the wrong story if you came here for snappy dialogue and witty responses. Really, this experience showed me how amazing my friends are and how they would definitely step to get my back if need be. I'm eternally grateful for the support system I had during this period and still have. Next up, Legbeard shows up at the gym. Only because OP was there, not to actually work out, just to be clear. It's all just as bad as it sounds, trust me. Edit dialogue isn't exactly how it is here. I remember her trying to talk me out of going with my friends, but I don't remember exactly what she said. Edit 2, I'm a little embarrassed. When I was writing the first one, things got confused. I wrote current ages instead of how old we were when this happened. It's fixed now, but I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I was 8 years old when all this happened, for real. No, that's not how time works. It's linear, sillies! And speaking of sillies, how did you guys feel about this one so far, Gubbins?
My guy, you're living in a Christopher Nolan movie, but the villain is just one aggressive Reddit mod with a live laugh lurk tattoo. Dark Gubbins.
Live laugh lurk? I think it's live... Whatever. You tried your best, okay? We're all trying our best. Everybody's a little brain damaged today. I think I think that's good. It's within the theme. How you feeling, Gubbins?
Bro, she drew him shirtless anime pics and tried to abduct him in a Mazda covered in hentai bumper stickers. Even the T-Rex from Jurassic Park had better game.
Yeah, it's like a Reddit mod with a tramp stamp, live, laugh, lurk tattoo, and the T-Rex had a baby. And they birthed it into an occupational therapy center, and its only purpose is to harass the patrons therein. I don't know. I don't understand I guess the motivation is a relationship, but like... Yeah, what is her life like? What does she do when she's not at the therapy center? I guess nobody cares. I shouldn't care that much, but yeah, it seems like she's there all the fucking time. Although I guess maybe it's just the stories that we get. Anyway, we'll continue on into part number 3. Why not? And I hope you guys will enjoy. And so it is, Memento part number 3. Hey guys! Another fun part of traumatic brain injuries is a super irregular sleep schedule. So here's part 3. I didn't know that about brain injuries. I like how you said super fun though. That sounds awesome. My sleep schedule is also irregular. Returning characters, we've seen basically all of them. New to this chapter, Red! Potential dating material. Ridiculously awesome gal, works at the coffee place that shares a parking lot with my gym. She's tall, drop-dead gorgeous with long red hair. Definitely not a biased description at all, you guys. Puts up with my memory issues and has been making a point to try and coax me into talking more. There's also Tiny, another teammate. Not as close to him as I would have liked, but we bonded in recent months over finding out that we went to the same gym. He's about 5'0", like he barely breaks 5 feet, but he makes up for that by being the most ripped guy ever of all time. Like he probably could have very easily squatted a car. Yeah, it's a little man syndrome, but also like it's so easy to develop muscle if you're short like that it's a mistake not to. You gotta get in there and make some stuff happen. Red, I don't know if I like the name for the dating girl. I just personally, I think I'm uncomfortable with that. So we're gonna do something different, okay? I don't know what yet, but we'll figure it out when we get there. Disclaimer, I don't remember everything about this particular incident, so Brick is on the phone helping me fill in the gaps here. It's been a few weeks since any major incident with Legbeard. Bro, Kahuna, and Brick had been taking turns going with me to my appointments, so she wasn't able to get close. Oh, that's so fun. And you guys get to go to the appointment and dunk on a Legbeard with your bros? Is that not like the most fun thing ever? It was actually kind of cool having an audience for these because when I'd get frustrated about my exercise, they'd help me to calm down. When I made progress, they'd get super excited and hug me and be super proud, and it honestly helped a lot. Did they slap you on the butt? You know, good game, bam! So whenever I got frustrated about how slowly therapy was going, or just with the situation in general, I would go to the gym and lift heavy things. I also started swimming laps in the pool there. My friends and I also tended to get super rowdy when lifting. Me, not as much. At least not anymore, because the whole talking issue, but still. The hot redhead girl, she also came to lift with us, and I was trying to impress her. Of course. Yeah. That's what I want. Coffee shop girl. Not big Indiana Jones leg beard. That's gross. Bring me coffee shop girl. Of course, my ex had kind of shattered my confidence with the ladies, so it was slow going. Yeah, can I just say, what a bitch, you know? I'm glad you found out that she wasn't the one, because that's some heartbreaking shit right there. What if you would have found out 10 years down the road? She's not ride or die. Pathetic. But yeah, slow going even with all my friends prodding me. I was really into Redhead, though. Like, every time I looked at her, that song Sirens by Lee Brice would play in my head, but just that one line.
I was scared, but she was beautiful, like a movie.
So we're at the pull-up bar. I have a 20-pound chain over each shoulder, and I'm cranking out reps like it's my job. Bro-bro's getting excited and doing everything except actually running circles around me screaming. Tiny and Brick are doing the same thing on the other bar, and Redhead's cheering me on. I drop down exhausted, and Bro-bro grabs me. Badass, dude, he yells when he's excited, and I nod wearily. Redhead tries to high-five me, and I miss. She giggles and grabs my arm, holding it up so she could high-five me. I mean, yeah, we reached muscle failure, you know? I'm having a hard time. Can you give me a low five, please? We conversate briefly. Well, she mostly talks. I listen and struggle out a reply when she wants me to talk. Things are going well, but then the energy in the room just changes. Something doesn't feel right. Yeah, it's like a displacement of air that large. It's not natural. Something terrible this way comes. Brick looks over my shoulder and just starts laughing. Standing at the entrance to the gym, dressed in all pink neon, way too tight workout gear, is AD. This neon was so bright it hurt to look at. I mean, it's not just the neon, I think. It's pretty painful no matter what she's wearing. She thunders over, seeing me. OP! I didn't know you went here. OP just says, yeah. I'm here all the time. I don't know why we haven't run into each other. Tiny and Brick start listening at this point. Oh, really? When was you here? Tiny asked. Well, Sundays, but I took some time off because I didn't want to overwork my muscles. That's not how that works, Brick laughed. You need muscles to overwork first. I won't even dignify that with a response. I'm so sorry you don't know how the human body works. OP, when you feel like leaving the Neanderthals and the... She glanced at Redhead. Sluts behind. I'll be waiting. Yeah, you can be waiting a while, ain't you? She's not actually waiting for anything. It's just her God-given inertia. She doesn't know how to, go places. Somebody has to give her a little push. Red was wearing yoga pants and a sports bra. Like hot girls normally wear at the gym. Oh, is that how that works? I thought hot girls wore, like, hot pink neoprene spandex bodysuits. That's what people like, right? It's still 1980, isn't it? OP says, I'm sorry. I'd never been more embarrassed in my life. Brick and Bro explained what AD's deal was to Redhead. I didn't hear this part, but according to Bro, she was very sympathetic and also made a joke about asking me out just to piss AD off. Yeah, I mean, I guess we take those. Anywho, we continued the workout with the beady eyes of my admirer on us. We moved to the bench press, and she would be sitting on one a few rows down from us. Shoulder press, same story. Lat pull downs, same story. We made our way through the entire workout with AD starting to get exhausted just from following us around. Honestly, this is probably some of the most exercise that she's had. She has to pretend to use the machines so you guys won't be suspicious. Maybe this is good. Maybe this is turning her life around, Anyway, Brick, Bro, and Tiny decide that we should all get dinner afterwards. They head out to the car, and I hang back to wait for Redhead, because I'm going to muster up my confidence and ask her to come with us. I know what you guys are thinking. No, OP, no! That's when she strikes! When you're alone! Well, I had not learned my lesson yet. Not even close. So I'm sitting on a bench near the woman's locker when AD found me. You waited for me! She squealed. No, I knew you couldn't stay away. She tried to hug me, and I shoved her off. Well, now I need to change my shirt again. Great. No, I was waiting on someone. I got out, finally. That whore! She screamed. Like, full-on screamed. Yes? Yeah, probably yes is not the right answer there. But yeah, we both know who you're talking about.
She belongs to the street.
She's a very nice girl, alright? She says, Opie, no! She's gonna cheat on you, I guarantee it! Sluts like that don't care about nice guys like you! Opie says, you don't know. You need a real woman! You need someone who will appreciate you! She placed a meaty, club-like hand on my knee, and I jumped to my feet abruptly. Please! Hey! You need to go back to your lagoon, fucking sea monster! Brick had apparently come back in to check on me. Dude, Brick is cool. MVP plays out here. Screw you then, OP! You're just a frickin' brain-dead piece of crap! And she waddled angrily into the locker room. That fucking hurt. Brick saw me trying to stay calm. A part of me was screaming at me to cry, but I was not about to let her get that satisfaction. Come on, buddy. Let's get you out of here, Brick said gently. No. Redhead. What about her? Dinner. Dude. And he punched me in the arm lightly. He waited with me until we saw Red coming out of the locker room. He then disappeared into the lobby, well, within earshot, so we could talk. Are you okay? I heard shouting, she asked me first. Yeah, I'm fine, said OP. So, what's up? Would you, are you inviting me to go out with you guys? I nod gratefully. She smiles back and follows me and Brick out to the parking lot. Hey, well that was easy, wasn't it? Fucking, yeah. Sometimes mutual attraction is a thing, and when it is, yeah, it's just that easy. So I asked Red later. Apparently, AD had cornered her in the locker room, butt naked, and told her that I was in love with her and that we were going to get married, and she needed to stop slutting around with AD's future husband because I was too good for her anyway. We had a really good laugh about that later. Redhead told me that she wasn't upset at the time because she kind of knew that I was into her, and at the very least, the body type that I found attractive was not Snorlax. I mean, who could play? Some people are into Snorlax, but yeah, not me. I mean, competitively, like, what a fantastic Pokemon, but dating-wise, yeah, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. I get a preference. So AD texted me later that day, apologizing all over the place, telling me that she was in love with me and she just went a little crazy when she saw me with someone else. Before anyone asks, I did block her multiple times, but all she'd do is download one of those apps that you can text from and make like a dozen new numbers. It was easier to just ignore her. Also, I figured out that it was better to have some idea of what she was planning before it actually happened. Honestly, yeah, should probably tell you the entire thing, like a fucking Bond villain, you know? Brief note to the amazing people here, this was dictated to me by Brick. Hey, LegbeardStories, you guys kick serious ass. I'm really grateful to you guys for giving OP a place to tell his story where he's not going to be judged. I'm glad you guys like him as much as we all do. Brick! Yeah, he's alright. So there was a lot of emotional stuff here, guys. Brick was super excited about me writing this stuff down, so I'm probably going to be calling him a lot to fill in some of the gaps. Anyway, thanks for reading. Next up, AD's research on me and some frightening revelations about her version of reality. Yeah, it's disconnected. We know that already. Edit, guys, a little embarrassed. Oh yeah, it's the age thing again. That's fine. I do think that, like, as a character, I haven't truly gotten to know OP, which means I don't really like him, but it's also good because I don't really dislike him, you know? He's just sort of there the entire time. He's a medium for the story to move along, but he doesn't contribute all that much from what I could tell. I guess that's because of the brain damage and whatnot. So I can't knock him too hard. Again, I'm trying to be more understanding. We've had like Kevin and a Big Rig vibes with the brain damage. We've had Moby Vic vibes with the Legbeard herself. It's really a good saga, honestly. Brick throws in some of those one-liners. It's just the best thing ever. So we'll get into part number 4. There's 12 parts of this, but we'll do a third of it today. And then we could expect 2 more episodes in the future, presumably. So let's get over there, and then I'll get the thing from the Gubbinses, and then we'll probably go back and smash up the lab or something. Memento, part number 4. Here we rolling through. You guys have been awesome, so I figured I'd give you the next part now. Returning characters, you remember them. So after the episode of the gym, I went back to focusing on my therapy. My goal was to be able to form a complete sentence, at least complete enough to ask out a certain redhead with no stuttering or pauses. I wanted to be able to catch a lacrosse ball again. Yeah, those are 2 disparate things, but we can want many things at the same time, that's true. I attacked my therapy with a new ferocity. AD decided to start researching me with the same ferocity. Suddenly, she started trying to initiate conversations about very specific stuff that I was interested in. Stuff that I hadn't told her. I'm a huge Rooster Teeth fan. Ruby is the only anime I actually watch. I love Red vs. Blue and pretty much everything that they put out.
Why are we here? Are we the product of some cosmic coincidence, or is there really a god watching everything?
Yeah, Rooster Teeth was fucking good at one point, 10 years ago. It's unfortunate the way it's gone. I wonder what OP likes these days. I mean, I don't want to assume because of the brain damage that it's just like Italian brain rot shorts, but I don't know. It might 2 + 2, 2 negatives making a positive, and like, oh, Assassini Cappuccini cured my brain damage. I hadn't talked to her about any of this. I didn't publicize it that much, but there she was at the appointment wearing a Ruby shirt. I realized that I had talked about it on social media before my injury, and I'm assuming that's where she found it. Oh, I'm sure she's been digging fucking deep. She wears the same shirt for like 3 straight appointments, looking at me very intently, like she thinks that that's all it takes to start up a conversation. Around this time, she started posting on Facebook constantly about how much she loved Red vs. Blue and Ruby and a few other Rooster Teeth things that I had talked about via social media. I mean, maybe you just alerted her to it. Maybe she legitimately does like it. But yeah, the fact that she found out about it from you, it does put a damper on the whole thing a little bit. It's pretty creepy, a little bit. She posted this whole multi-paragraph rant about how attractive she found lacrosse players specifically, and how she loved it when guys were attractive with a certain vulnerability to them. Yes, he's muscular, and also I can gaslight him into doing the things I want him to do. Wow, that's fucking, I said that earlier, dastardly. You are an evil human being. Hardly a human being. About a week later, she shows up and her hair is red. Like, not the same color as Redhead's hair. Red as if Red took her already red hair and found a way gaudier, brighter red and then left the dye in for a week straight. It made my eyes hurt. Bro saw this. He was actually speechless for a little bit. Unfortunately for us, the Legbeard was not. "Oh, P, hey!" she screeched. Hey. "You look hot, OP, like those portraits that you had me draw of you." I didn't. At this point, I had an anti-gaslighting, thank you for the word, guys, cheat sheet. Of course, the title was AD's a lying bitch, and I had no concept of what gaslighting actually was, but yeah, the concept was exactly the same. "Your friends have been messing with your head. I don't think that's right at all." She said this trying way too hard to be sympathetic. Can we report her to the doctor or the therapist or somebody? Can I schedule a different time slot? There's gotta be a million fucking ways out of this situation, doesn't there? Ugh. All OP could get out in response was a non sequitur. Hair. I tried to phrase it like a question, but it didn't work out. Do you like it? I knew you would. I guess that depends on if my man OP here is a fan of clowns. I think the doc is gonna have some issues with you ditching him. Bro finally chimed in. I wasn't talking to you, idiot! Walk away. Now. Right now. There's absolutely nothing here for you. Bro dropped his voice dangerously low, and she avoided us for the rest of her appointment. This, of course, did not stop AD from leaving a story that actually helped to shed a bit of light onto how she sees things. She dropped it in the exam room while I was gone. It was a story featuring me and her in a gross, romantic way. I'm not going to go into specifics, but here is a broad synopsis. I was hoping for screenshots of it, I want to read the fanfic, get real fucking deep in there, but okay. I'll take a cliff notes. AD, a beautiful, saintly nurse, is working in a hospital. Selflessly working in a military hospital. Wow, she works at 2 hospitals. I'm impressed. OP, a handsome soldier with a head injury, comes in. I think there was a point in the story where she brought me back to life with a kiss. It was just really weird for a bit, but just when we were finally gonna settle down and be in love, a group of evil soldiers from my former army manipulate me into leaving her. Yeah, that's what happened. She'd written a note at the top saying that I deserved better. I told Redhead after the appointment, and she came over right away. We hung out and watched TV while she made me go through the exercises that my therapist made me take home and made me tell her about my day in detail. She actually managed to make me smile after everything with AD. But naturally, giving me a moment of peace was against AD's nature, so of course she started texting me. Yeah, but you're with the redhead, who cares? You just say, hey, listen here, you massive bitch, I'm not in the market for a pig with lipstick on it. If you're savage enough, she'll let go. I guarantee it. Probably not. She'll just double down. He hates me because he cares so much. AD says, what's up, cutie? And OP says, I'm with Redhead. Can't talk. Yeah, that's fine. Then turn the phone off. Why are you spending so much time with that whore? I bet she's cheating on you. I doubt her hair is actually red. I can't believe your friends are lying to you about me and our relationship. You don't have to stay in that situation. You could stay with me. You're worse at texting than you are at talking. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I can't stay mad at you. Respond! That's entertaining. Red noticed the phone buzzing like crazy. She reached across my body and turned it completely off. See? She knows what she's doing. I wanted to ask her out so badly right then and there, but I couldn't get the words out. I could really clearly see myself saying the right words, but something just wasn't connecting between my mouth and my brain. I mean, the brain damage probably doesn't help, but the limerence plus the brain damage, my god, that's a hell of a thing. I don't think I can make words either. We decided to give my brain a rest and watch some shitty horror movies on Netflix for the rest of the day. Next up, AD tries to ruin my favorite sport. Is she gonna become a Mighty Duck? Is she gonna do some lacrosse player things? The Flying V! Just fly together! I remember that. Mighty Ducks D2 when they go to college. I think we're good for the day. Gubbin says, do you want to get in here last minute?
Lady, you look like Grimace did ketamine and fell into a cotton candy machine. Get back to your lagoon, you scaly swamp cryptid. Gub gub.
I said, I ain't giving you no tree fitty, you goddamn Loch Ness monster!
Gub gub, what? How do you know about ketamine? Who? He's been in the chemical supply closet, I'm pretty sure.
She tries to mind meld with TC by dyeing her hair. so Red even the Kool-Aid Man would file a cease and desist. Unhinged doesn't even start to cover it. Dark Gubbins.
I mean, desperation will take it to some crazy places, that's what I know.
Before leave, me try make new flavor for tribe to enjoy. It ketamine Kool-Aid. Me call it Goofy Grape Coma Punch. Should be safe if you got 2 or fewer brain cells, just like everyone in that last story. Gubbins.
Yeah, I got a couple brains. It's my turn with the brain cell, I'm pretty sure. Can I have it? Can I fill it with Goofy Grape Coma Punch? What the fuck?
Smell like summer camp and the inside of a crash helmet. Are you sure this is safe? Dark Gubbins.
I got the recipe from Soft Chief's YouTube members and Patreon patrons. They wouldn't go in the internet and tell lies.